1964 All-America story opens with center Dick Butkus of Illinois, the coach's selection for Player of the Year. Near the goal line, Butkus, number 50, over the ball, provides the blocking power that catapults the Illini into the end zone. But the big guy, he's 6'3" and 240, thrives on defense. As a linebacker, Butkus moves out quickly to clobber the runner. Here he is in slow motion. And here's why the coaches picked Butkus at All-America Center for the second straight year. Watch Butkus maul those blockers. Dick sparked Illinois to the 1963 Big Ten title. And a victory over Washington in the Rose Bowl. Nobody tackles harder or more often than Butkus. Illinois coach Pete Elliott says Butkus lives for that heavy contact on Saturday afternoon. Exceptionally smart, quick to diagnose plays, Dick drifts back, intercepts, and takes off like a fullback. Dick Butkus certainly ranks for the greatest lineman in the law, which was originated by this famous gentleman, Walter Camp. A New Haven watch manufacturer by profession, Camp was Yale's first football coach and is recognized as the father of American college football. Of course, football has changed tremendously since Camp picked the first All-America in 1889. Then the legendary Pudge Heffelfinger, a guard on Camp's first All-America, wore a leather handle attached to the back of his belt and dragged the runner through the line. In those days, it was legal to push or pull the runner. But the rules have changed, and today's All-Americans, like tackle Ralph Neely of Oklahoma, clear the way for ball carriers with crunching blocks. A standout in our Diamond Jubilee lineup, Neely drives straight ahead, makes contact, and takes his man completely out of the play as Oklahoma's quarterback smashes across the goal line. Neely, rugged and tremendously fast, shoots the gap from left tackle and smears the ball carrier for no gain. Here again, Neely sizes up the situation and wrecks the play. Watch All-American Ralph Neely fight off blockers. Slide to the outside and overpower the ball carrier. From the nationally ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers comes our other All-America tackle, Larry Kramer, 22-year-old senior from Austin, Minnesota. Kramer at right tackle not only blocks the Missouri linebacker, he runs right over him, blasting a path for the ball carrier. This time, Kramer, number 75, turns his man to the outside and clears another big hole in Missouri's line. And now a cross-body block by Kramer opens the way for another 5-yard gain. Kramer always makes that extra effort. On defense, Larry smashes across the line, protects the outside, then trips the ball carrier with a diving step. And this one could have been a long gainer. The coaches voted Washington's Rick Redmond All-America guard for the second straight year. Redmond at middle linebacker smashes into the Air Force's fullback and jars him loose from the football. A big break for the Huskies. Now moving up onto the line, Redmond, number 66, closes the gap and stops the ball carrier for no gain. Redmond, following the ball like a hawk, brushes off one blocker, slides to his left and cuts the ball carrier off at the knees. For 3 years, Redmond's tremendously high kicks helped Washington lead the nation in defense against punt returns. Here's a sample. 60 yards and no run back. Glenn Ressler, Penn State's All-America guard, warms up for the year's biggest upset. Penn State 27, previously unbeaten Ohio State 0. 6'2" and 230, Ressler nails a Buckeye ball carrier, makes him fumble, and the Lions recover. Says Penn State coach Rip Engel, for that quick, decisive move, nobody beats Ressler. Balance, timing, and instinct make him great. Here's a good example of that quickness. Ressler, downfield fast, under a high kick, spots the free ball, and picks it out of the crowd. Did we say quick? Watch Ressler's hands. His split-second lunge breaks up a Buckeye pass. A terror at rushing the passer, Ressler storms through and engulfs the quarterback for a big loss. Next to Walter Camp, Coach Knute Rockne of Notre Dame exerted greater influence on college football than any other individual. In 1913, playing end for the Irish, Rockne teamed with quarterback Gus Doré to upset mighty Army with a surprise weapon, the forward pass, and revolutionized offensive football. This season, another great gridiron battery shook down the thunder for old Notre Dame. It was John Hewart pitching and Jack Snow catching. And here they are in action against Navy, combining on a 40-yard burst to the Middies' 10-yard line. And here's Snow again. In his familiar flanker spot, 6'2" and 220, he breaks downfield, cuts sharply, leaps, and comes down with the ball. Underway again, maneuvering with split-second timing, Snow is mighty tough to cover. Despite his size, Snow has the downfield speed to outrun deep defenders. Jack shifts into high gear. Grabs the long bomb from Hewart. And he's away for a TD in the spectacular style that broke all Notre Dame pass-catching records. Introducing Larry Elkins of Baylor, Mr. Versatility himself. He plays defensive halfback, catches more than anybody in college football, and punts with the best of them. From his own 20, Elkins booms one 79 yards. And out of bounds on the 1-yard line. Baylor on offense. Quarterback Terry Southall fires into the flat to Elkins at his flanker post. Larry slashes for a first down. This time, Elkins goes deeper. Gets behind the defenders for a shoestring catch and a 35-yard gain. Now with our close-up camera, let's watch Elkins go to work on a defensive halfback. One quick burst of speed, and he's loose down the middle. But this time, Elkins fakes inside, cuts to the outside, another bullseye. Once Elkins grabs the ball, he travels with the elusiveness of a halfback. And there he goes again. Larry Elkins of Baylor, versatile end on the Diamond Jubilee All-America. In 1946, two great passers, Johnny Lujack of Notre Dame and Arnold Tucker of Army, shared the All-America quarterback position. This year, the coaches again selected two superb signal callers, Craig Morton of California and Bob Berry of Oregon, to the All-America quarterback spot. Number 15 in white, Berry on the pass-run option, rolls right, finds the alley open and slashes down to the 2-yard line. Next, on the counter play to the left, Berry drives into the end zone. But Bob Berry also can throw that ball. And here's another strike. Berry really goes for distance on this one. Look at this bomb. A 45-yarder for a touchdown. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And here's Berry driving in for the TD. Now Craig Morton of California, our other All-America quarterback, goes to work against UCLA. On a rollout, Craig pitches to his halfback for a big gain. Rugged enough to move the ball inside the 10, Morton turns right end and rams across for a touchdown. Towering 6'4" and big enough to throw over rushing linemen, Morton lobs a perfect screen pass, and halfback Jim Blakeney gallops 47 yards against UCLA. Poise is Morton's trademark. Craig sidesteps two tacklers and hits end Jack Schwab in the end zone. The sideline camera zeroes in on Morton as Craig drifts back and hits fullback Tom Rellis on the run. Now in white, Morton, number 14, fires another TD strike to halfback Jerry Mosier. The quarterback story would not be complete without including Navy's Roger Staubach, last year's Heisman Award winner and 1963 All-American. Slowed by injuries this year, Staubach will be long remembered for his brilliant passing and running over 3 campaigns. Here's Roger Staubach at his best. Now let's return to the Diamond Jubilee All-America football team. Indiana's Tom Nowatzki, the coach's choice for All-America fullback, is a 60-minute ball player, reminiscent of the rugged Bronco Nagurski, Ernie Nevers era. Fullbacks are supposed to grind out the tough yardage, and Nowatzki, 6'3" and 235, grinds it out big against Oregon. Geared for straight-ahead power, Nowatzki also has terrific balance. Deep in touchdown territory, Nowatzki slams across for a 6-pointer. A decoy on this pass pattern, Nowatzki moves downfield, then races back to throw a key block, and what a block! Tom's also a sure-handed receiver. Here he grabs a first down pass. and Nowatzki packs plenty of power in his strong right leg. This 50-yard field goal against Ohio State is on target for 3 points and a new modern NCAA record. Here's Red Grange, the galloping ghost of Illinois. In 1925, pioneer photographers were experimenting with the first football films, like this shot of Grange running in the mud against Pennsylvania. And here Grange goes again, off and running with a daring pitch out. Nowadays, football photography is a virtual science. Here, Coach Len Casanova of Oregon, president of the American Football Coaches Association, checks some All-America film footage. Modern coaches spend hundreds of hours analyzing the work of every player. These game movie studies, developed with the aid and technical assistance of the Eastman Kodak Company, are the basis on which the coaches annually select the All-America team. For only by analyzing film evidence on all the great players can the coaches pick the nation's finest. Gale Sayers, Kansas halfback, is a holdover choice from the '63 All-America. Co-captain of the Jayhawks, Sayers, number 48, was the most dangerous long-distance threat in college football. On this kickoff return, Sayers grabs the ball on the 5. To the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, and in the clear. He sprints 95 yards through the entire Oklahoma team. Further comment here is unnecessary. Brother, you've earned a breather. Against arch-rival Kansas State, the Jayhawks trail with time running out. But they give the ball to Sayers, and Sayers really rambles. 6 tacklers have a shot at him, but look at him go. "97 yards later, he's still on his feet with a game-winning touchdown. Everybody stacked their defenses against Sayers, but nobody stopped him. Here, Gale takes off from the 1-yard line and gallops 99 yards. It's strictly a Sayers special, the longest touchdown run in Big 8 history. Now let's watch Sayers from ground level. Gale grabs the kickoff and breaks into that famous Sayers stride, which makes him the most explosive runner in college football. 1964 produced many thrilling runners, but none more exciting than All-America halfback Gale Sayers of Kansas. Larry Dupree, Fleet, Florida halfback, topped Southeast Conference runners for 3 years. 5'11" and 195 pounds, number 35 Dupree turns a quick opener into a quick touchdown against Georgia. Now in slow motion, Dupree rips off another long gainer and crashes for that extra yard. Coaches call Larry the South's most punishing runner. Another example of that Dupree drive. On a short running pass, Dupree carries deep into TD territory. The closer Dupree gets to pay dirt, the harder he digs. Touchdown! In slow motion, he explodes through left guard. Breaks into the clear. Picks up momentum. And then proceeds to gallop 65 yards for a touchdown. Larry Dupree on a scoring spree. More slow motion coming up. Dupree takes a pitch out. Cuts inside the cornerback. Churns for sizable yardage. Another Dupree special. A sliver of daylight, and he's down the middle and in for the TD. A nifty receiver. Dupree goes deep into the end zone. Times his leap perfectly and picks off a six-pointer. College football's one-man spectacular. Florida's All-America, Larry Dupree. The 1964 All-America team passes in review. N. Jack Snow, Notre Dame. N. Larry Elkins, Baylor. Tackle, Ralph Neely, Oklahoma. Tackle, Larry Kramer, Nebraska. Guard, Rick Redmond, Washington. Guard, Glenn Ressler, Penn State. Center, Dick Butkus, Illinois. Quarterback, Craig Morton, California. Quarterback, Bob Berry, Oregon. Halfback, Gale Sayers, Kansas. Halfback, Larry Dupree, Florida. Fullback, Tom Nowatzki, Indiana. And that's your Diamond Jubilee All-America football team. Now, speaking for the Coaches Association, I would like to thank all you fans for your tremendous spirit, which makes college football such an exciting sport. And our thanks also to the Eastman Kodak Company for presenting our 1964 All-America film. Eastman Kodak Company presents the 1965 All-America football team. Selected by and produced in cooperation with the American Football Coaches Association. Traffic was heavy on college gridirons during the 1965 season as the new substitution rules triggered a two-platoon revolution. As a result, the All-America football team, for the first time in its 76-year history, is a 22-man All-America, featuring the nation's greatest offensive and defensive stars. The swing to platoons spotlighted such exciting defensive standouts as halfback Nick Rassus of Notre Dame. Rassus, a Chicagoan whose dad played end for the Irish in the 30s, grabbed off key interceptions in 4 Notre Dame victories. And here he goes, all the way against California, 45 yards and a touchdown. Northwestern's ball. The score time. The Wildcats go to the air. And Rassus goes into action. It's a 92-yard game-breaking touchdown for Notre Dame. Rassus also ranked number 1 among the nation's punt return leaders with a 22-yard average, including this 72-yard dazzler. The coaches picked Johnny Rowland of Missouri as running mate with Rassus in the defensive secondary. Did we say running mate? Watch Rowland, a senior from Corpus Christi, Texas, ramble on this punt return. Johnny's on the loose for 52 yards. At 6'2" and 207 pounds, Rowland was a lightning-fast defender against passes. Here, Johnny puts the stopper on an Arkansas drive. Coach Warmoth of Minnesota called Rowland the best defensive back I've seen in years. And here's why. The ball's in the air. Rowland's on the ball. And Missouri's in scoring position. Without this versatile fellow, defensive back George Webster of Michigan State, no All-America secondary would be complete. Rangy and rugged, 6'4" and 204 pounds, Webster belted ball carriers with the crashing authority of a linebacker. And Webster possessed blazing speed, the speed you need to break up short passes in the flat like this. Spartan coach Duffy Daugherty gave Webster just one assignment: follow that football. And George really obeyed orders. A junior from Addison, South Carolina, Webster ignited the Spartans' winning touchdown drive against arch-enemy Michigan. Talk about quick reflexes. Watch this interception. Tommy Nobis of Texas, an overwhelming choice for All-America linebacker, established himself as one of the all-time Southwest Conference greats. Nobis was in the thick of almost every play, covering the field from sideline to sideline. A 230-pounder from San Antonio, Nobis really threw his weight around. Here, Tommy sizes up the play and belts the ball carrier. Nobis led Texas to triumphs in the 1963 Cotton Bowl and the 1964 Orange Bowl. Some Nobis admirers thought Tommy might have made a great fullback. As this interception demonstrates, once Nobis gets started, he's awfully tough to stop. Another Southwest standout, Carl McAdams of Oklahoma, was named to the other linebacker post in the 1965 All-America lineup. McAdams, a senior from White Deer, Texas, goes straight for the ball carrier and gets his man with a shoestring tackle. McAdams, number 50 in black jersey, played fullback in high school. Here he flashes the speed of a fullback to overtake the ball carrier. At 6'3" and 215 pounds, McAdams crashed runners head-on and drove them back, like this. but it was McAdams's tremendous range which most impressed coaches. Nobody traveled farther or knocked them down harder than Oklahoma's Carl McAdams. And speaking of Southwestern standouts, here's Coach Abe Martin of Texas Christian, president of the American Football Coaches Association. Like famous coaches everywhere, Martin spends hundreds of hours in the projection room, studying game movies and grading the work of the players. These game movie studies, developed with the aid and technical help of the Eastman Kodak Company, are the basis for the coach's annual All-America selections. For only by comparing the game movie evidence on leading players from every part of the country can the coaches select the nation's greatest stars. All-America defensive end Charles Bubba Smith bulwarked the massive front line which sparked Michigan State to the national championship. Bubba Smith, a native of Beaumont, Texas, was one of the biggest players in college football, 6'6" and 240 pounds. He's 20 years old, only a junior, and still growing. Nobody moved Smith around or moved around Smith. If you were a quarterback, a passing quarterback that is, you wouldn't like Bubba Smith. You wouldn't like him at all. Now watch this play carefully. According to Penn State coach Rip Engel, this fellow running with the ball is, quote, the fastest halfback of my team, unquote. The fellow chasing him is All-America end Charles Bubba Smith of Michigan State. Are there any questions? Tony Jeter of Nebraska's Big 8 champions was the other All-America defensive end selection. A versatile two-way performer, Jeter excelled at racing downfield for the long bomb pass. Like this 70-yarder, a highlight of the 1964 Orange Bowl battle. Jeter is 6'3", 227 pounds, lives in Weirton, West Virginia, and likes to travel. This time it's for 68 yards on another touchdown spectacular. Lloyd Phillips of Arkansas, Southwest Conference champions, fills one defensive tackle position in the 65 All-America lineup. Phillips uses his powerful arms to fight off blockers, then reaches out to halt the runner. Here's Phillips, number 70 in black, quickly sheds a blocker, then dumps the ball carrier, but hard. Here's a play which could be used to illustrate a football textbook. Another defensive masterpiece executed by Arkansas's Lloyd Phillips, a 6'1", 220-pound All-American from Longview, Texas. Bill Yerby of Michigan occupies the other tackle position in our All-America defensive platoon. Yerby, number 75 in black, a 3-year standout in Big Ten competition, dives headlong to trip up the ball carrier and forces a fumble. Yerby, 6'3" and 222 pounds, lives in Detroit. Watch him get under this play to pile up the runner. Walt Barnes of Nebraska, rated the finest lineman in the Big 8, was the coach's choice for one of the All-American defensive guard positions. Barnes, a burly Chicagoan, 6'3" and 234 pounds, is the kind of a tackler who throws himself into his work. And that was only a warm-up. Watch Walt on this one. He's airborne, and this rocket shot results in a block kick and another touchdown opportunity for Nebraska. The coach has also selected Jerry Shea of Purdue as guard with the All-American defensive platoon. Shea, number 73 in black, a 230-pounder from Gary, Indiana, was extremely agile for a big man. How's this for fancy footwork? Shea was hard to move, near the goal line. Watch him pile up this power play and stop a touchdown bid. And Howard Twilley of Tulsa leads off our offensive lineup. Twilley grabbed 16 TD passes and ran up 127 points to win national scoring honors. Over 3 seasons, he amassed 254 points, an all-time record for collegiate receivers. They say Twilley can catch any pass he can touch. And this leaping completion proves it. Whether the pass is high or low, Twilley's there to make the catch. The defense overshifts left to put 3 men on Twilley. But Howard cuts back into the middle, and it's another touchdown. Twilley runs this down-and-out pattern beautifully. No wonder he's the pride of his hometown, Salina, Texas. Now watch closely for a rare example of end-zone acrobatics. It's a touchdown and an admiring handshake for Tulsa's Twilley. Charlie Casey of Florida won All-America honors at offensive end by leading Southeastern Conference pass catchers for 2 seasons. Casey, number 89, operated as a spread left end, lining up wide on the flank. And upsetting defenders with his unpredictable maneuvers, sometimes faking deep, then curling back like this. Casey, a 6'2", 199-pounder from Atlanta, used his tremendous reach to pick off the high ones. Watch. Here's an example of Casey's artful maneuvering under heavy guard, deep in touchdown territory. Another 6-pointer for Florida's All-American end, Charlie Casey. Glenn Ray Hines of Arkansas earned All-America rating at offensive tackle with explosive and consistent blocking. On straight-ahead blocks, Hines, number 78, cleared the way like a bulldozer. Hines, number 78 in black, also was adept at blasting a path by driving his man to the inside, like this. .6'5", 235 pounds, Hines lives in El Dorado, Arkansas. Now he opens another huge hole in the line. Glenn Ray Hines puts his big shoulders into another driving block. And the Arkansas Razorbacks grind out another first down. The coach has also named tackle Sam Ball of Kentucky to the All-America offensive platoon. Ball, number 73 in white, was superlative in blocking for the passer. Ball from Henderson, Kentucky, delivers another jolting block for his quarterback. Slam and Sam. He's 6'4" and 240 pounds. Really jolts him. Versatile, hard-hitting guard Doug Van Horn of Ohio State is one All-American who made good in his own hometown, Columbus, Ohio. Coaches cited Van Horn in white jersey for his power blocks. At 6'2" and 236, Doug generated plenty of power. Van Horn moves out and nails his man. A perfect knockdown and a sizable gain for the Buckeyes. Rugged and durable, Van Horn also performed double duty at defensive tackle. Here he closes the gap and trips up the ball carrier. Powerful Dick Arrington of Notre Dame also earned All-America rank at guard on offense. Arrington, number 63 in black jersey, was the key blocker in Notre Dame's powerful ground attack. Amazingly mobile for a 232-pounder, Arrington pulls to the right and blocks his man. A perfect takeout. Arrington lives in Erie, Pennsylvania, and captained the Irish wrestling team. Watch him take out 3 men. To spring halfback Nick Eddy loose against North Carolina. A 66-yard touchdown gallop behind the blocking of All-America guard Dick Arrington. Paul Crane of Alabama was an overwhelming choice for All-America center on the coach's offensive team. Crane, number 54, over the ball, delivered devastating blocks after making the snap. And that's just about the toughest of all blocking assignments. Crane gets set, maneuvers for blocking position beautifully, drops his man, and paves the way for a long gainer. Ace passer Bob Greasy of Purdue is the quarterback in the coach's star-studded All-America backfield. Watch Greasy, number 12, behind center, in slow motion as he lofts a perfect touchdown toss against Notre Dame. And Greasy knows how and when to scramble. Seemingly trapped, with all receivers covered, he takes off and picks up 15 yards on his own. Here's the tough pass. Moving left and throwing back to the right. But Greasy makes it look easy. And what a catch. Greasy, 6'1" and 185 pounds, lives in Evansville, Indiana. He's a junior, and Purdue fans are looking forward happily to watching Bob throw many more TDs like this one in 1966. Our runner Jim Grabowski not only earned All-America honors at fullback, he also shattered the rushing records of another famous runner from Illinois named Harold Red Green. Speed to the outside was Grabowski's trademark. Jim topped the 1,000-yard mark in rushing in both 1964 and 65. Grabowski, a Chicagoan, is 6'2" and weighs 211 pounds. For a big fellow, Jim really moves in a hurry. This touchdown came on January 1st, 1964, when, as a sophomore, he won Most Valuable Player honors to help Illinois crush Washington in the Rose Bowl. Now, as a senior, he's All-American Jim Grabowski. Meet Floyd Little of Syracuse, who made a brilliant bid for an All-America halfback position, which finally was awarded to Don Anderson of Texas Tech by the slenderest of margins. Little wore number 44, made famous by all-time Syracuse greats Jim Brown and Ernie Davis, and he wore it with distinction. Little was a master of the cutback, rolling up 19 touchdowns and 114 points to place high in national scoring honors. Give Little just a little daylight, and he's on his way. For 96 yards and a touchdown on this spectacular punt return. Don Anderson of Texas Tech was awarded All-America rating at halfback for consistently outstanding performances over 3 seasons. A superb receiver from his wingback position, Anderson, number 44, picks up first down yardage.
Anderson, number 44, advanced the ball more than 5,000 yards in 3 years of rushing, kick returns, pass receiving, and interceptions. 6'3" and 210 pounds, Anderson ran with great power, but it was his speed and height which made him one of the nation's most dangerous pass receivers. Here he breaks loose for 47 yards against Arkansas. Now watch Don Anderson, All-America halfback from Stinnett, Texas, making one of the most spectacular catches of the year. One-handed, off balance, falling down, but he holds on to the ball. But the real high-flying halfback on the 65 All-America was Mike Garrett of Southern California, the Heisman Award winner who topped all the backs in the coach's battle team. Garrett's specialty was the off-tackle slant, as he rolled up 3,221 yards to set an NCAA rushing record for a 3-year career. 5'11", 189 pounds, Garrett packed the fullback's punch. He's up and over for the TD. On punt returns, Garrett's fakes and fancy footwork simply dazzled opposing tacklers. Here's a prime example. When the inside route was blocked, Garrett had that extra burst of speed to go wide and still make the end zone. A native of Los Angeles, Mike Garrett thrilled many a Coliseum crowd with his long breakaway runs. Like this 80-yard touchdown special. And now, let's review the official lineup of the 1965 All-America football team, selected by the American Football Coaches Association. The offensive team: end, Twilley, Tulsa. Tackle, Hines, Arkansas. Guard, Arrington, Notre Dame. Center, Crane, Alabama. Guard, Van Horn, Ohio State. Tackle, Ball, Kentucky. End, Casey, Florida. Quarterback, Greasy, Purdue. Halfback, Garrett, Southern Cal. Halfback, Anderson, Texas Tech. Fullback, Grabowski, Illinois. The defensive team: end, Smith, Michigan State. Tackle, Phillips, Arkansas. Guard, Shea, Purdue. Guard, Barnes, Nebraska. Tackle, Yerby, Michigan. End, Jeter, Nebraska. Linebacker, McAdams, Oklahoma. Linebacker, Novus, Texas. Defensive back, Rassus, Notre Dame. Defensive back, Webster, Michigan State. Defensive back, Rowland, Missouri. Now a closing word from Abe Martin, President of the American Football Coaches Association.
And now, speaking for the American Football Coaches Association, let me say thanks to all you fans whose enthusiasm makes college football our most exciting sport. And our thanks also to Eastman Kodak Company for presenting our All-America movie.